Welcome to the video on comparing integers. The SOL objective is 6.3, this time B, order and compare integers. And at the end of this lesson, you should be able to say that you can compare integers using inequality symbols, and we can just compare them by being able to decide which is bigger, which is smaller. We're going to order them next time. Alright, so the first thing I want you to do is go ahead and take a look at your notes and take a look at the number line. We are going to compare integers. So we have this number line here. Now what I want you to note is as we move to the right on our number line, what are our numbers? Are they getting bigger or are they getting smaller? The numbers are getting bigger or they're getting larger as we move to the right. So they're getting bigger. Now as we move farther and farther and farther to the left, our numbers are getting smaller. Okay? So the numbers get bigger as you move to the right and smaller as you move to the left. So if I asked you, okay, is -5 bigger or smaller than -3? You would say -5 is smaller than -3 because as we move to the left, as we continue moving left, the numbers are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, so here is your notes. You can go ahead and write on here that the numbers get bigger or larger when we move to the right, and as we're going to the left, the numbers get smaller. Alright, so when we compare numbers, negative numbers are always less than positive numbers. So no matter what, if you're comparing one negative and one positive, the negative number is smaller. And you've always compared two positive numbers, probably since first or second grade, so you should be familiar with that. And then when comparing two negative numbers, the farther the number is from 0, the smaller it is. So let me just give you an example here. If I have 0 and I have -1, and then over here I have a -5. -5 is farther from 0, so it is smaller. So in this case, -1 is larger or greater than -5. So let's take a look at this one. Which number is bigger, -10 or -5? Take a moment to think about that. If you said -5, you are correct, because -5 is closer to 0, and as we move right, we get bigger and bigger and bigger. Alright, what we're going to do now is we're going to take a moment and we are going to match the cards. So some of you might have forgotten which way the inequality symbol goes. Now remember, back in elementary school, you might have heard the crocodile or the alligator, and that it always eats the bigger number. So, and it's always the same no matter what. These symbols don't ever change which is which. So if we have a number there and a number there, if it's going to eat the bigger number, this one would be bigger. So that means this number would be greater than this number. So this is the greater than symbol. Okay, if we have a number on the left of this and a number on the right, that means this number on this side would be greater. So we would say this number is less than this number. And then this one's equals. All right, an inequality symbol is a mathematical sentence that contains any one of these symbols. Now this symbol here is greater than or equal to. And we're going to get into that symbol, not this class, but here in the near future. So I am going to go over what that one's called. This one is the less than or equal to. And then this one is the not equal to. So if it has a line through the equal sign, that means it's not equal to that number. All right, so what we're going to do is go ahead and we're going to match up these symbols. So we already said that this one would be the greater than symbol. Okay? The next one is less than. The next one is equal to. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and move these other three down here. So this way I can scroll down and we can see everything. So here, notice it's still facing the same way as our first one up here. So this one would be greater than, or it could be equal to. The next one is the less than or equal to. So if I said, I could say two different things here. I could say -2 is less than, -2 is less than, let's say, 3. Or, because of that equal to symbol, we could say -2 is less than or equal to -2, because -2 is equal to -2. And then this last one is not equal to. So now we're going to compare two integers. It says drag the problems to the box for the answer. Let's decide which one's bigger. Is -64 bigger or is -15 bigger? Well, -15 is closer to 0, so -15 is bigger. So we would say -64 is less than -15. So let's see if we're right. Yes, that is the less than symbol. All right, let's look at another one. Which one's bigger? +77 or +300? 300's bigger, so -77 is less than 300. Which one's bigger, +4 or -4? Well, anything positive is always bigger than negative, so this would be 4 is greater than -4. All right, what I want you to do, you should have each of these in your notes. I want you to pause the video now, and I want you to go ahead and try these. And then if you get them wrong, make sure you fix them. So if you get these wrong, fix your work. So you should do these in pencil. Go ahead and pause the video now. All right, welcome back. I hope that you went ahead and paused the video. So let's take a look at the first one. Which is bigger, -5 or -2? Well, -2 is closer to 0, so -2 is bigger. So remember the inequality symbol, if it's a crocodile, it eats the bigger number. Let's look at the next one. We have 9 and -9. +9 is always going to be bigger than a -9. Here we're comparing a 3,000 to a 2,000, so we know the 3,000 is bigger. Here we're comparing 0 and -4. 0 is bigger than anything negative. All right, here we're comparing -2,982 to -2,988. Now, when comparing two negative numbers this large, that can be kind of tricky, but let's take a look here. Which one is farther from 0 if we're counting backwards? Well, this one would be farther from 0, so that means this one is bigger. All right, now we've got 10,005 and 10,008. 10,008 is farther from 0, and 10,008, because it's positive, is bigger. I'm sorry, let me go back here. If you did not get a chance to check all your work, please pause the video here. All right, let's take a look at another one. Here we have -101 and -107. Now, where would 0 be on this number line? Let's take a look. If this extended out to 0, 0 would be over here. So which one's closer to 0? -101 or -107? If you said -101, you're correct. So 101 is bigger than -107. Here's another one. So again, if we extend it out, we would have 0 over here somewhere. And now which one would be bigger, -75 or -69? negative 69 is bigger. So negative 75 is less than negative 69. All right, let's look at another. Negative 1002 and negative 1001. Which one's bigger? Well, negative 1001, because even though it's only by 1, it's still closer to 0. So negative 1001, I'm sorry, wrong one. Negative 1001 is greater than negative 1002. All right, here's some more practice. So if you feel like you still need a little bit more practice after we've done that, pause the video here and you can go ahead and jot these down in your notes. And when you come back, we will go ahead and go over these. All right, so here, negative 17 is closer to 0 than negative 19. So negative 17 is greater than negative 19. Negative 99 is closer, so negative 99 is greater than negative 109. Negative 14 is farther, so negative 14 is less than negative 13. Negative 108 is closer than negative 111, so negative 108 is greater. Here we have negative 8 and negative 5. Negative 5 is closer to 0, so negative 5 is bigger. Negative 8 is less than negative 5. And then negative 250 is closer or greater than negative 375. All right, so that's it for comparing two integers. If you need to, please pause the video here if you are jotting these down or if you're checking your work.